We are really very happy to be here today. We present the book Beyond Educide with the rather long but instructive title Sanctions, Occupation and the Struggle for Higher Education in Iraq, Recommendations of the International Seminar on the Situation of Iraqi Academics, which was held in March last year in the Ghent University. We have a distinguished guest, Professor Saad Najizawad, who is quite a personality, if I can be frank with you. He is a political scientist. He was teaching, this is very important to insist upon, teaching at the Baghdad University for years, I think from 78 till 2009. This is underlined, so he was really there during the invasion and the occupation. He was Secretary General of the Arab Association of Political Sciences. He is now teaching at the London School of Economics, which is another distinguished element in his biography, I would say. He is author of 5 books and numerous articles. One of the books is called Iraq and the Kurdish Question. He is currently writing on the Iraqi constitution. He is co-author of this book, and he, in fact, and this is also important to stress maybe, he in fact proposed this seminar we held last year. With in fact the question of what is educide, this strange word, which of course comes, you can hear that, comes from genocide, sort of the killing of, the conscious killing of education, and how, and this is what he will try and explain to us, how does it function in Iraq? Thank you. The floor is yours, Professor Jawad.
It's very sad to speak about the higher education system in Iraq after the occupation. It's even harder for a person who lived this terrible experience to try and remember again what happened at that time. In order to be clear, I should say the edocide in Iraq started really before the invasion in 2003. It started in 1990 when the United Nations Security Council, with the influence of the United States and the United Kingdom, supported by some other European countries, decided to impose sanctions on Iraq. And for you to remind, sanctions meant sanctions on everything. At a certain stage, we even were prevented from importing pencils for the schools. We even prevented from buying any book from abroad. Our subscriptions for international journals and magazines were cancelled because sending journals and books to Iraq meant breaking the sanctions. So we were left without any international sources to do our researches. We depended on friends to smuggle to us what we needed. And this also should remind you of what Mr. Bush, the father, and Mr. James Baker, the then foreign minister, told the Iraqi foreign minister and the Iraqi leadership in 1991 that if you do not concede, we will send you back to the Stone Age. And that's what they did. Stone Age means preventing people from education, especially, and increasing the number of illiteracy. In 1970, Iraq was commended by the United Nations UNESCO for eradicating illiteracy in 1970. Now illiteracy is up to about 40% in Iraq, thanks to the occupation and the measures taken by the occupation. So the sanctions were really the beginning, because it meant that people in the higher education system were not even paid enough to live on their own salaries. And this meant the first wave of migration of brains from Iraq abroad. And of course, this migration, compared with the migration that happened after 2003, remains minimal. I will come to that and speak about it later.